Can you forgive someone who loved you but didn't stand by you? To test a diamond, you must wait for the darkness. In sunlight, even pieces of glass sparkle. His promise was strange. We will stay together forever. I never asked whether it was with love or just with memories. Don't be so blind and trust that you fail to see the true color of those around you. Loyal people are not enamored with everyone. Those who are committed are hard to find. Admirers are always present at every turn. If someone doesn't value your emotions, being obsessed with them is not love, it's foolishness. In today's world, we can hear and see people thousands of miles away, but we fail to notice the suffering of those close to us. Don't make yourself easily available to anyone. Otherwise, people will start considering you cheap. If we didn't have the patience to endure, you wouldn't have the courage to speak. The day someone becomes your habit, they can destroy you at any moment. Just as a shadow doesn't appear in boiling water, a restless mind cannot find solutions to problems. When the mind is calm, every problem has a solution. When someone doesn't understand, what's the point of explaining? When someone doesn't care, what's the point of convincing? If relationships lack mutual respect, what's the point of forcing them? Who wins and who loses? What is the point of lifelong disputes? Whoever has come will one day leave, so what's the point of pride? Those who are indifferent to others care deeply when it comes to someone special. Try helping someone in need with a sincere heart, and if it doesn't bring peace to your soul, then say so. People who love to dream find the nights too short, while those who love to fulfill their dreams find the days too short. Often, the ones who hurt us the most are those we become most attached to. The day you make someone your habit, they can ruin you. Love is important, but it's even more important that it doesn't become a joke. Being beautiful is not essential, but being essential is beautiful. It's okay to leave wounds on the body, but scratches on self-respect are intolerable. Live openly, but never die for someone. This is the new age of love, where today it's you, and tomorrow it's someone else. Life starts with attachment and ends when the attachment is broken. Don't force someone to remember you. Try staying silent for a few days and see how much value you hold in their life. Let me tell you something. If you hurt someone and they become silent, understand that they love you more than themselves. Ruling in your small hut is much better than being a slave in your friends' palaces. Don't melt with praise, don't burn with anger, and don't let your own flaws trouble you. Don't get carried away by someone's sweet words. It's better to stay alone than to be with people who don't value you. Who says, "I am not liked by anyone. Ask the troubles I've faced. They will tell you how much they love me." Be your own charioteer in your sorrow, because in this era, you won't find a Krishna. Don't claim ownership over someone who isn't yours, and don't try to explain your pain to someone who doesn't understand it. Be careful, O naive one. This is a world of humans. Here, people even test God, so what are you? Value those who continue to speak to you lovingly despite your rude behavior. Don't wait for later to ask, "What happened?" Ask in time, "How are you?" Now I don't feel pain, no matter how high I'm knocked down, because it was the hands I trusted more than myself that pushed me. Someone who understands your emotions and still hurts you can never truly be yours. Your trust can shake mountains, and your doubts can build walls in your relationships. Never think you are alone. Instead, think that you are enough on your own. Don't waste your words on everyone. Just stay silent and see who truly understands you. There comes a time when a person learns to endure pain. We are allowed to sulk by our loved ones, but we must smile in front of strangers. Loving someone is not wrong, but leaving someone you love is. When I drowned, the sea was surprised. What a strange person. He doesn't even call for help. The person who is always silent says everything through their silence. True love often comes from the wrong people. If only a knot of stubbornness could be untied, all tangled relationships would straighten out. There is something beautiful about patience. When it arrives, you no longer desire anything. Good people bring happiness, and bad people teach lessons. Some people change your entire life, whether you meet them or not. Life doesn't stop with someone's arrival or departure, it just changes the way we live. Stop fearing people because respect comes from the divine, not from others. Everyone has this misconception in their mind that they are the ones holding the reins of everything. When times change, it doesn't matter. The pain only comes when those who were close change. When someone is about to die, 1,000 people will cry. But when someone is alive, there isn't even one person who truly understands them. A long thread and a long tongue only create problems, so it's better to keep the thread wrapped and the tongue under control. It doesn't matter what you are, but what matters is what you have within you. The past is in your mind, and the future is in your hands. Life is like a droplet, but ego is even bigger than the ocean. The past never comes back, but the behavior of people from the past always stays in our memory. Don't expect too much from people, otherwise you'll always feel disappointed, and it won't make any difference to them. Relationships are strange. They don't begin without trust, and they never end without deceit. People who show help during times of trouble often take pleasure in seeing your downfall. Trust is not in your breath, but we place it in others. Thank you for leaving my side wherever I needed you. Love is not about leaving someone over a mistake. Love is about standing by them even after correcting 100 mistakes. The one who thinks of saving costs has surely lost the wisdom of spending. We don't think it's necessary to remember those who have forgotten us. There is a big difference between being alone and choosing to be alone. Some relationships are better left to the test of time. In the end, time will decide whether they need to be cherished or abandoned. This is the Kali Yuga, where people are more upset by others' happiness than their own troubles. Love only needs one thing. If one stays silent, the other needs to understand. The best mask in the world is money, as it shuts people's mouths. It's good to be good, but never try to prove it. People may touch your hand in a crowd, some may hug you, but in the end, they will betray you. Never mock someone's feelings, because you never know what kind of pain they are enduring. I am not broken, just tired. I am waiting for the better version of myself. Never form relationships just to pass time. Instead, make time for meaningful relationships. You will find your destination in life, but the people you want in your heart may not always be there. Life is not just a one-time experience. It is something we experience every day. Those who never accept their mistakes, how can they accept yours? Why should I feel proud? After my death, my own will wash their hands after touching me. This is a special trait in me. I don't desire anyone else's plate. The best of the best is only the one who has listened to and endured his flaws. If you stand with me openly, even if they call you a traitor, stand firm. These days, people want to take but don't want to maintain relationships. Those who don't know how to make efforts, they always find problems big. They thought I was wrong. Maybe I misunderstood. They spoke with sarcasm, and I mistook it for love. I am waiting for the last page of my life, as I have heard that in the end, everything gets better. Don't make anyone the most important part of your life, because when they change, you won't hate them. You'll start to hate yourself. People who get angry over trivial things are the ones who care more about others than themselves. The one who was proud of being with me was the same one who turned my love into a joke. Often those who say they are yours are the ones who betray you, and those who speak sweet words are the ones who stab you in the back. I don't know where people learn such cunning. They stay close, yet burn you. Some people were so special in life, they came as if they would never leave, and left as if they had never existed. Mocking is something that happens later. First, people make you feel like you belong. I am not broken, I was broken by them. I don't want to cry, I was made to cry. We don't know how we are, but we are not as bad as they make us out to be. We are always searching for those who will keep their promises, but we always find those who break them. Sometimes it is better to bring peace to the mind, because stubbornness doesn't bring happiness. In childhood, we slept after listening to stories. Now we sleep after crying over our own story. I don't know why people leave, those who I never wanted to lose. A friend is one with whom you can speak freely, not one with whom you have to be careful. No one is truly ours. Everyone is just here to pass time with us. People who do not accept their mistakes can never accept you as their own. When the heart connects with strangers, flaws start appearing in loved ones. It's all a matter of values, sir. Otherwise, the same matchstick can light a lamp or a cigarette. If we begin worrying about what others think of us, who will think about what we truly need? Human behavior has become like the teeth of an elephant, different for eating and showing. Relationships, love, and friendships are found everywhere, but they only thrive where they are respected. Sometimes, life takes such turns that if complaints are voiced, relationships die, and if they are kept inside, the person dies. Relationships based on selfishness are like coal. When hot, they burn your hands, and when cold, they blacken them. Empty your basket of expectations, and problems will leave on their own. Pearls scatter naturally. It's the thread's determination that holds them together. Praiseworthy is the thread, my friend, that binds everyone together. Beautiful moments pass like travelers. Only memories linger, like pathways to the soul. As we age, we cherish the memories of our younger days, but that age never comes back. Yesterday, a man took a piece of bread and left behind blessings worth millions. I don't know whether I was the poor one or he was. He was a good person. These words are only heard when the person is no longer there. Everyone wears a watch, yet no one can hold on to a moment. Prayers come from the heart, not from words. Even the prayer of someone who cannot speak gets accepted. Keep your back strong because compliments and betrayals both come from behind. Never take pride in your age or wealth because anything that can be counted is destined to diminish. Whenever tempted to sin, remember 4 things. God is watching, angels are writing, death is inevitable, and the return ticket has already been issued by the Creator. Life unfolds strangely. What we think, what we do, what happens, and what we receive are often completely different. Forgive my mistakes, flaws, and shortcomings, for I live in a world called society. Sitting by the shore, one wonders, who is more helpless? The shore that cannot move, or the waves that cannot stay still? How can I say I've received nothing in return? Even challenges and hardships are lessons, no less valuable than treasures. Life, reveal yourself fully, for I love you as you are. In this transient world, no one knows how long they'll stay. Win hearts, that is the essence of life. Learn to walk alone. It's not necessary that those with you today will be with you tomorrow. Trust people, but don't let them consider you blind. Time has given me a tough task today. It says, you've become everyone's. Now find those who are truly yours. I have flaws and virtues in equal measure. It's for you to decide what you seek in me. Why desire what comes easily? The ultimate treasure is what's beyond reach. Life is like a drop of water, but arrogance is greater than the ocean. The bitter truth is that people recognize you only as long as you're useful. Once the candle is lit, the matchstick is discarded. You've underestimated yourself. What you can achieve, no one else can. If someone's company purifies your thoughts, know that they are no ordinary person. If a fly sits on a vegetable scale, it makes little difference. But if the same fly sits on a gold scale, it matters greatly. Where we sit and with whom we sit determines our worth. 3 things wait for no one: time, death, and customers. 3 things must always be remembered: truth, duty, and death. 3 things in life come only once: parents, and youth. Three things cannot be stolen by anyone else: wisdom, character, and skill. Three things, once gone, never return: an arrow from a bow, words from the mouth, and life from the body. Always respect these three things: parents, teachers, sight, and destiny. What an extraordinary coincidence they are. The eyes often desire what is not in our destiny. Some people are part of our lives, but not part of our fate. When something needed becomes excessive, it turns unnecessary. When the sun is about to set, even small objects cast long shadows. This is the time to reflect and prepare. A person is less harmed by what they eat, and more by what eats away at them internally. Life gives a lot, but we count only what we couldn't achieve. A person chases unattainable desires as fervently as a child runs after butterflies, going far from home. In the end, they neither catch the butterflies nor find their way back. You always know how much wealth you have, but you'll never know how much time you have left. Never feel sad thinking, people only remember me when they need something. The world operates based on necessity. In winter, the sun is eagerly awaited, but the same sun is criticized in the summer. Your worth is recognized only when you're needed. Why live in fear of what those four people think? Have you ever seen or recognized who those four people are? Sweet words don't always mean you're special to someone. Sometimes grains are scattered not to feed pigeons, but to trap them. Nothing in the world changes as quickly as people's attitudes and intentions. Those who change friends and relationships like clothes can never belong to anyone. Every person desires recognition, but they also fear being truly known. You might endure the company of someone with a bad health, but never someone with bad intentions. Seeing a corpse floating near the shore made it clear the burden isn't of the body, it is of emotions, relationships, and life struggles. Upon seeing a corpse floating on the shore, it became clear that the burden was not of the body, but of the breaths. Expect nothing from anyone except God, and fear nothing from anyone except your deeds. Isn't it strange how a person, no matter how dishonestly they amass wealth, always looks for an honest person to guard it? While the person sits counting their wealth, thinking, "Yesterday I had this much. Today I have this much more." God watches from above, counting their breaths. Yesterday you had this many. Today, this many remain. The sun provides light all day, a candle for a few hours, and a matchstick for mere moments, but prayers can illuminate a whole life. Life laughs at you when you're sad, smiles at you when you're happy, and salutes you when you make others happy. These lines teach us that happiness is not just in receiving, but also in giving. Strengthen yourself, not to dominate others, but so no one can dominate you. Fragrance, friends, pictures, and character don't depend on anyone to define them. They introduce themselves. The real worth of a person is determined by their virtues and duties. God says, "There are hymns being sung, conches being blown, everyone is engrossed in worship, but look outside the temple, hungry children are sleeping." True service is in feeding the hungry waiting outside. A morsel given to the needy is no less sacred than offering to God. Never be arrogant. Even a tiny pebble can force out a bite of food stuck in your mouth. Humility is essential in life. If you feel sorrow from someone else's pain, sorrow will never come to you. And if you feel happiness in someone else's joy, happiness will never leave you. These thoughts guide our hearts and souls towards the path of love and compassion. We often focus on what God has given to others and forget to recognize the abundant gifts He has given to us. Now is the time to value and appreciate those precious blessings. Friendship and relationships thrive not on respect, but on feelings, provided the attachment is heartfelt and not calculated. Relationships are not just maintained in name, but built and upheld through the truth of the heart and depth of emotions. Happiness is scarce, and desires are plenty. Everyone appears worried. A house made of sand looks grand from afar but crumbles when seen up close. The childhood days were the golden era, with treasures of happiness. The desire was to reach the moon, and the heart was fascinated by butterflies. Those were carefree and loving times when even small things brought immense joy. Who keeps count of how much one gave or how much will be returned? That's why God designed a simple calculation. He sends everyone empty-handed and calls them back empty-handed. Often we get attached to someone, and these attachments can become more life-draining than love itself. The root cause of a person's troubles lies in two things. They want more than their destiny and want it before the right time. A broken person from within is of no help to the outside world. Time reveals a person's true nature. One who finds joy even in having less is truly fortunate. This teaches us that genuine happiness lies not in external possessions, but in inner contentment. Offer this beautiful prayer. Lord, always keep your hand on my head. Before sleeping each night, narrate your day to God. If you have hurt someone, seek forgiveness in your heart. And if someone has hurt you, forgive them, and leave all your worries to God. This will calm your mind and lighten your heart, paving the way for a joyful and peaceful life. When the mind is happy, even a drop feels like rain. But in the face of a sorrowful heart, even the vast ocean seems insignificant. This teaches us that happiness and sorrow are experiences shaped by our state of mind. The truly successful person is not the one who defeats their enemies, but the one who conquers their desires. The greatest victory in life lies in mastering oneself, not in defeating others. A speck in the eye, a thorn in the foot, and deceit in the heart. All these make life harder. The sooner the feeling of deceit or trickery departs, the better, as it destroys relationships and inner peace. Time's job is to pass. Be patient during bad times and be thankful during good ones. These lines remind us of the value of time and the power of patience. The greater a person's desires and ambitions, the less peace they find. Sometimes it's necessary to change ourselves rather than complain about others. The thought in darkness is more dangerous than the darkness of the night. If our thinking is negative, it cannot lead us to any light. In today's world, people have become so busy talking to others that they forget to spend time with their loved ones. Spending time with family and friends and making them feel valued strengthens our relationships. In life, those who only focus on appearances and clothing are not genuine. A person's true character is revealed when they face difficulties. Everything changes with time, and change is essential. Not changing means falling behind with the times. Changing doesn't mean losing your identity, but adapting to circumstances as needed. Do not be arrogant about wealth, color, or looks. These things change with time. Those who are arrogant often crumble under life's hardships. True humanity lies in humility and tolerance. Find joy in small things. It is often the small things that lead to big changes. Just as a small key can unlock an entire house, a small positive thought can bring about significant changes in life. Forget what happened yesterday. Live in the moment today. This teaches us to leave behind the sorrows of the past and live in the present. Sometimes, being alone can be the greatest solace in life. When you find joy in someone's arrival or peace in someone's departure, you truly connect with yourself. The world is full of people who offer comfort, but they may not walk with you. So, recognize the strength within yourself and make yourself strong. To know someone's qualities, spend time with them. To test their habits, give them freedom. A relationship that forces you to lose yourself will eventually bring you pain. Every sorrow teaches a lesson, and every lesson changes a person. Life's experiences teach us that every difficulty is an opportunity to improve ourselves. Those who embrace this learning can make their lives happier. The greatest journey in life is from one heart to another, and it often takes the most time. I don't need a person who is with me out of convenience. I am content with my God, who is with me without any reason. The most beautiful part of a human being is the heart, and if it isn't pure, no glowing face can compensate for it. Humanity resides in the heart, not in status. God sees deeds, not inheritance. Both land and destiny have one nature. What you sow is what you reap. Be strong in both body and mind, because the weak are often tormented by the world. Those who make us laugh can be selfish. They leave us crying more than they make us laugh. Be cautious these days, as people snatch your happiness and wish you well. Crying over luck won't help. Everyone gets only what they strive for. Learn to endure the heat of the sun and the discipline of a father, for when both set, darkness takes over. When childhood games end, the games of destiny begin. Show people your empty pockets, and they will show their true colors. Love is like a math problem, hard to understand for some, unsolvable for others. It is said that life's final destination is the house of God. Do something good, traveler, for no one visits a home empty-handed. Not everyone can understand, and you cannot explain yourself to everyone. A person who cannot see their own mistakes cannot be changed. Once trust is broken, conversations continue, but the essence fades. Every journey has an end, whether it is life or deceit. The day you buy a brick with your own earnings, you'll understand the value of your father's hut. The world is just as you perceive it. Choose to see the lotus in the mud or the blemish in the moon. There's plenty of time to be sad, but life stands ready for happiness. Life, you've taught me many lessons. Thank you for never teaching me to hurt someone's heart. The key to success is simple. Ignore unnecessary distractions. Don't write your story by looking at others. Begin your story with a fresh start and a compelling approach. Chase your dreams. Give your efforts wholeheartedly. Make decisions and conclusions yourself. No one understands you better than you, so focus on yourself and trust in yourself. These thoughts will fill a restless mind with peace. Play all kinds of games, but never play with someone's emotions. A person who understands emotions, even if uneducated, is the most knowledgeable in the world. Trust not in the lines of your hand, but in the one who writes them. Never forget that the best friend of a human being is God. He forgives quickly, does not remind you of past mistakes, and never sends you away disappointed. Do not show the strength of your words to your parents, who taught you to speak. Remember, for their children, parents stretch their hands even where they wouldn't place their feet. The world may develop science and comforts, but mental peace is still found in the lap of nature. The first betrayal is a warning, the second a lesson, but the third is a consequence of your poor judgment. To maintain order in the world, a little fear is necessary. The fear of death protects life. The fear of mistakes keeps one on the right path. The fear of illness leads to cleanliness, and the fear of sorrow keeps you on the path of virtue. If you do not thank God for your smiles, how can you complain about your tears? There is no wealth like charity, no ornament like good health, and no joy like contentment. There is no forgiveness for the mistakes where you knowingly choose the wrong over the right. What's the point of remembering grievances as you grow older? Learn to forget as easily as you remember. Protect your mind from division, because a divided mind always invites someone to sow discord. Avoid becoming dependent on someone, otherwise your happiness will be at the mercy of their mood and availability. Those who conquer sleep and criticism cannot be stopped from advancing. Breaths don't wait for anyone. They either keep moving or leave. So worry only as much as necessary to accomplish your work, not to exhaust your life. If your actions bring tears to someone's eyes, remember that these tears will someday fill your own eyes. The tides of time can change at any moment, so impose only those sufferings on others that you can endure yourself. If 3 meals are cooked in your home daily, guests are welcomed warmly, no one leaves hungry, and those in need find help, then. If children are receiving a good education and values, thank God, as you are one of the happiest and wealthiest people in the world. Praise with your heart, intervene with your mind, and respond with discretion. That's wisdom. Otherwise, silence is the best option. Life is like a painting. Draw lines with hope, erase mistakes with tolerance, dip your brush in patience, and paint your life with love. Wrong people come into your life, but they teach the right lessons before leaving. Some people are so remarkable that they read just one page of your life and write an entire book about you. Often, people say a relationship broke over a small issue, but behind that small issue are many significant problems, and that small issue is often the last straw. Simply asking about someone's well-being doesn't make them okay, but it assures them that in the world's crowd, someone truly cares. Humans are peculiar creatures, aren't they? They may earn wealth dishonestly, but they look for an honest person to guard it. You can live with someone who is unwell, but not with someone whose intentions are bad. Excess of anything is harmful. Too much rain causes floods, and too much arrogance turns a person into a devil. Our soul holds the solutions to all our problems. But the irony is, we look for solutions outside, not within. When your mind feels heavy, step aside from the crowd and give yourself some time. A small vessel or heart cannot hold too much. It spills everything, whether it's knowledge, wealth, fame, or respect. Never pray for the world to bow before you, but always pray that no force can make you bow. When these three people speak to you, never interrupt: a child, your parents, and someone in deep sorrow. Don't be disheartened by your losses, because God will never take anything from you without giving you something better in return. Remain indebted and loyal to those who stood by you in tough times. Karna knew his end, but he chose friendship over self-interest. The one who apologizes first is the bravest. The one who forgives first is the strongest. And the one who forgets first is the happiest. Giving charity while being poor, speaking the truth in anger, and forgiving despite having power are signs of an extraordinary person. Every scripture and holy text in the world boils down to one essence: don't wish for others what you wouldn't wish for yourself. Those who don't get arrogant with respect, don't get angry with insult, and don't speak harshly in anger are truly great. The weakest bond in the world is between your body and soul. You never know when or where it might break. If someone wrongs me, it's their karma. If I wrong someone, it's my dharma. Who, when, and how much someone belongs to you, only time reveals this. Money stays with you until death. Loved ones stay until the cremation ground, but good deeds accompany you even after death. Someone once rested their head on their mother's shoulder and asked, "Mom, how long will you let me sleep on your shoulder?" The mother lovingly replied, "Until others lift me onto theirs." My destiny would have had no grief if my mother had been the one writing it. You can find everything in the market, but not a paradise like a mother or a shade like a father. Eat whatever your mother cooks without complaints, for in this world, there are people who either have no food or no mother. Two kinds of people are arrogant about money: those who inherit it and those who earn it through deceit. Flying high is great, fly every day, but come back down in the evening, because those who clap and hug you for your success are always grounded. Those who keep fighting with their loved ones often become easy prey for enemies. Don't get entangled with your own people, giving your enemies a chance. Value every relationship deeply, for one by one, everyone leaves, leaving behind only memories. Don't fear those who take revenge themselves. Fear those who leave their revenge to God. Don't hurt someone's feelings so much that even the thought of you causes them pain. A true friend is someone who tolerates your anger, stays by your side, and stops you from doing wrong. What comes easily is deception. What is hard to achieve is respect. What comes from the heart is love. And what comes by luck is a true friend. Two people are never satisfied: the one hungry for knowledge and the one greedy for wealth. Meet people with joy, talk to them kindly. You never know what someone you speak harshly to might be going through in their life. Do everything you want, but not out of greed, pride, lust, or envy. Do it with love, compassion, humility, and faith. See you again, friends, in the next video. If you liked the video, like and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and write Jai Shri Radhe Krishna in the comments. Take care and always keep smiling. Thank you.